Hello, everybody. This is Bryant, Reil. Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, which is, I've changed the name of the show a couple times, but we're sticking with Real Talk. This is my sister, Amber. Her beautiful husband, Steve. And we've been watching Infinity Train. So today, we're going to be watching a couple of episodes. And I actually just looked up the names of them. The first one is the Parasite car. And then I think the next one is the Lucky car, something like the Lucky Cat car. Anyways, let me get it set up here.
Oh, do you know my reflection?
We don't all know each other.
But if you did...
We don't.
Ah!
Alan Dracula!
Alan, what is with you today?
What's with him every day? Whoa.
Do reflections go to the bathroom?
Okay, question time's over.
Let's say your prime dies. Tulip's gone, got in a bad jet ski accident, or was eaten by a seal or something. Do you reflect her body?
No. Once a prime dies, the flecks make you choose if you want to have your memories erased and reflect a new prime, or keep your memories but become a fleck to protect and enforce the barrier.
But you're not doing neither.
No, both options are stupid.
Yeah. So, if someone, not me, practices kissing in a mirror, can their reflection see them doing it? Again, not me, someone else, different person. Did I say not me? Ugh.
Looks pretty deep.
Think Alan Dracula would let us ride him across? Huh?
Come on, Casanova.
Hey, I said it was someone else.
Coming in for a landing, Alan Dracula. Thanks. Appreciated. Is it too much to ask for a regular door?
Alan Dracula, be useful for once and laser away those vines.
Watch, they'll just explode into more mud.
That's more like it, Alan Dracula.
Hey, wow, thank you. I think you guys are pretty good, too.
Hey, what's in your mouth?
Hello, hi, nice to meet you. Hopped aboard your deer pal back in the mud.
Out of the mouth, parasite. Now!
Hey, whoa, what's with the name calling? You want to call me a name? How about Perry? You'd like that, right? Perry? That's cute. I'm cute.
So Alan can still think for himself?
Oh, sure, old Antlerhead loves this new setup. We're like brain roommates.
MT, having an Alan Dracula who actually listens to us might not be such a bad thing.
As long as it's not hurting him.
Oh, wow, gosh, I would never.
Whoa.
Now, let's get this boy's number down. After you. See, that's polite. I'm polite.
Please never turn your hoof into an adult human hand again.
Down low, APD. Hey, I know this is weird, but maybe we can give Perry a shot.
I don't trust him.
Yeah, well, you didn't trust me at first either, but look at us now.
Yeah.
Tardy friends, the tardy till the very end.
Hey, does Alan seem bigger to you?
Maybe?
No way am I bigger. We're outside and I just look bigger because of the big train.
That's not how perspective works.
Sure it is.
Oh, stop doing that. Wow, I can't believe I'm saying this, but nice work in there.
Hey, how about a little personal space?
But I thought Alan Dracula liked that.
Well, you know, people change. Hey, check out this new door. Look, Ma, no baby hands. Who's hungry for adventure?
Me! I'm also hungry for real food!
Complimentary chips and hey, thick, meaty chili. Meat and chips, great. I bet you the old Alden couldn't do that. Oh.
Wait, what are you doing? Alan Dracula's a vegetarian.
Well, not anymore. See, I'm growing and changing, just like you, Jerome.
It's Jesse.
Yeah, like I said, Jesse.
Why are his powers going haywire?
I think Alan Dracula's trying to kick Perry out. Alan's fighting it off like an infection. Jesse, here!
What's wrong?
Welcome back, Alan Dracula.
Sorry we didn't get you out sooner.
Look at that. Alan Dracula got your number down.
Wow, great job, Jimmy. Kind of thanks to me too, though, right? Now, whose mouth am I hopping in next? Guys? Guys! Oh, come on! I spent 2 years stuck in a succulent. Let me hop in one of your mouths.
That's the whole thing?
That was it.
It's the whole thing. Probably 11 minutes each, Amber.
I guess it just
But
seemed
I have some
abrupt.
talking points about it, Amber.
Okay.
So, talking point number one. You have shown in the last couple videos a dislike of MT as a person.
Coming around.
You're coming around. Okay.
I see her just as troubled as anybody would be.
Yeah. But I was just going to throw out there here. It's not just her personal. Of course, she did throw, you know, her prime under the bus.
Mhm.
But her concern, I think this shows us her concern is not only for her own freedom. She values freedom in general.
In general, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm coming around. I can understand that she's just
She had
She's
a
just
bit of a
broken.
breakdown a couple times.
broken. Yeah.
Yeah. But and then then Jesse's number went down.
Yeah, I'm actually a little confused about that.
Why?
Yes, I was just gonna ask, why do you think his number went down at the end of that episode?
Yeah, because I feel like that's not his trauma. It's not like he doesn't help people.
No.
Oh, he does. He
Hmm?
doesn't. Like he didn't help his brother.
Well, his brother he didn't help.
So now he's learning to like.
But his
Speak
issue wasn't not helping people. It
Right,
was
it's
not standing
people.
up to people, right?
And now
Right.
he's standing up to the parasite.
Oh, he stood up to
Yeah.
the parasite.
Yeah.
Oh, and he let the parasite just deal with his consequences.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Well,
anyway, yeah.
the number
So,
went down.
but yeah, like he stood up to
Before
the parasite without. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, at first he was okay with it. The parasite was friendly.
No, at first, yeah, I said
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, but then he was like, then when he realized Alan Dracula
Mhm.
wanted away, then he stood up
Mhm.
to the parasite with no hesitation,
Right.
which was I think his real issue.
Right.
But I'd let Perry in probably.
Gross.
In your mouth?
In your mouth?
Well, it depends. Yeah, well, only when I go to work, I'd probably make a deal. We go to work and you're in charge. When I'm at home, I'm in charge.
He was making the deer go crazy though.
Yeah, he lost control. Well, I'm not superpowered, so he wouldn't have to deal with my
Yeah.
superpowers.
I was gonna say
Got
it's
it.
not like you get superpowers from having that parasite.
No, but he could manage the superpowers. But I think the issue is he actually didn't care anything about Alan, and they kind of subtly showed that. I think he had actually no regard for Alan Dracula at all because he was eating the chips and
Nacho chips.
and nachos and meat
Well,
sauce
So why would you let it in your mouth then, Bryant?
only while I'm at work, because then he could
So
just
you
take
could just go on cruise control for.
Yeah,
a while.
exactly.
Yeah. You can
Yeah.
sleep in.
and he'd be good with clients. He's personable enough. He could be good with clients, right? You know, and he seems like he
You'd be
wants
drinking chocolate milk all day and
Yeah, which is what I would do anyway.
There's
So
not much of a change.
people wouldn't even really realize it wasn't really me.
What happens if you
At the
were
steering wheel
conscious for
there.
the whole? What happens if you were conscious for the whole thing though,
Well,
and just not
Yeah,
in control of yourself?
that's what I'd have to see. If I could like sleep on the inside and let him, if I could sleep
Yeah.
while he's doing that,
yeah,
That'd
yeah,
be rad.
yeah.
Yeah, but then your body would never physically sleep. It'd just be,
That'd be brutal.
No, I'd still sleep at night.
yeah, but then that's all your time.
And sleep
that's-
all day.
No, I'd be awake. I'd be awake from the moment I get home till about midnight. right? That would be me, time.
Mm-hmm.
Body's asleep, it's nobody's time. And then
Mm.
Perry's time during the workday. So we'd split it into thirds.
Got ya.
Yeah.
Okay.
I only need 8 hours a day.
Got it. The
Yeah.
fun time.
Yeah.
You get the fun
As long
time.
as you get the correct 8 hours, 8 hours is
Yeah.
yeah.
What if Perry's like, I want the fun time, work sucks.
Yeah, but maybe with any luck, he'll just enjoy work.
Maybe.
Maybe he loves doing paperwork. I don't know.
So just give Perry a shot.
Yeah,
See.
give him a try.
Yeah.
All right, I think I had one more thing I wanted to mention. Oh yeah, we learned more about the mirror world. Like this is some of the stuff I was trying not to reveal. So this
Oh.
was her dilemma. This was MT's dilemma.
Yeah.
Is that her life was either I can have all my memories erased and become another reflection for somebody else, or I can keep my memories but then become a cop.
Yeah. The mirror cops.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
And
I
she
mean,
didn't
does-
want to be a mirror cop.
She didn't
She
want to
doesn't-
be, she didn't like either of those things. She wanted to
Yeah.
keep her memories and not be a cop.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so I can respect all this.
But there has to
Okay.
be something more. Because I mean, that means if they need this many mirror cops, because I'm sure some of
Well, I
them
think
are,
that's
yeah.
that's the issue. I think it's like a hellscape in there because
Mhm.
it's like everybody has they need these cops enough that this must be a common problem, right?
Right.
And they devise weapons and all that other
Yeah.
kind of stuff to it. So
So-
it's a massive problem.
So maybe show me other reflections. They need a new system. They need to be able to like rotate, or I don't know what it is, but they have to figure out something.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody really needs to sit down with their leaders and say, look, man, I don't
Yeah,
care if
This
my
isn't
reflection,
working.
my reflection doesn't have to be there 24/7. I just need it there in the morning when I do my hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
them
I
a
don't have to
break.
be, I don't have to be in every single window and TV that's off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should get some time to myself.
Yeah. Yeah. There's sometimes
They
I
have
don't
to
want
come
to
up with
mirror.
something, because that sucks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
feel like
back
they
to,
have to
I think
see-
I had this theory last time, maybe vampires are just people whose reflections have quit on them.
Right.
Which then forces them to drink the blood of
Mm.
humans.
Well, I think then they realize since nobody's watching them, they can just do all this weird stuff.
That's the first thing I would
Yeah, me too. Out of all the weird things I would
Yeah.
Yeah.
do. Ugh, delicious.
Yeah. Did you guys
Oh,
have any
that's
talking points out of this episode? To me, I'm going to be honest, narratively speaking, this episode feels a little disjointed.
Mhm.
Like it's kind of a weird narrative flow to me in it, but that's, yeah. That happens.
They actually, yeah, because they went through quite a few cars.
Yeah.
We don't usually see this many
Mm.
cars.
Mhm.
No.
And like half of them, it's like, what was the drag queen
Character meaning.
car?
I have a feeling that was because they got RuPaul and they're like, well, let's put him to use.
Oh,
Was it-
that was
that
it
was
I
actually?
think that was
him?
actually, I think that was actually RuPaul, yeah.
Oh.
And it's
that's
like,
'Cause
we
it was
gotta,
like-
we
but
gotta
it was
work him
like-
in here, you know.
But like, was it to like build confidence or something like that? Because like when MT first goes through, she's kind of like whatever. But then when she's on her way back, she's like, ooh,
It was very
she does
urgent
it.
because she was trying to get
And
through in
then-
a hurry. Yeah.
Yeah, but she did it, and then she obviously did it going back even
And I
better
think
because
that's a
they
good
didn't
point. I think that's a good point. So, so in terms of
You
the
get to see
narrative of the
her.
story in the episode, I feel like it
Mhm.
doesn't fit. But if you're looking at MT developing, maybe
Yeah.
maybe that does show her
'Cause
in a
it's-
little bit.
and it's even building her caring factor for Jesse and
Yeah.
Alan. You know,
Yeah.
because she's like, I have to hurry because Jesse and Alan are in trouble.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So-
right. So you get
so
to
you can
see
see
more
her-
of her.
See her,
I
her
was thinking it was
sprouting her.
just showing off
concern.
the deer,
Yeah, maybe.
but yours is better.
Yeah. I feel like we got a celebrity guest. Let's make good use of him.
Yeah.
Right.
I should double check. I feel like I should Google that before I sound like a complete idiot.
Oh, like maybe it wasn't him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
It
But
was
I also feel
probably
like I always feel like
inspired.
it's safe to check.
He was definitely inspired if it wasn't aspired by him. Because yeah, they might have just been trying to like
Oh, you know what? It was based on RuPaul.
Oh, right, yeah. So it wasn't RuPaul. They weren't just making use of RuPaul. I think that I think you're right. I think they were just trying to show,
MT developing.
yeah, show the deer and show like what MT is like.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to show that she's starting to drop her guard and care. Because I wouldn't be surprised if something happens in the near future where it's between. Oh,
Sorry, I just found something. Okay, so the person who did do the voice was from RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh, right,
Oh.
okay.
So
yeah.
it was Nia Marshall Kudingwa, better known by his stage name Bebe Zahara Bennett, is a Cameroon American drag queen, television personality, and actor. So it was the winner of the first season of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh,
Was
the winner.
oh,
Yeah.
well, there we have it.
Not RuPaul, but RuPaul's first season winner. Okay,
Boom.
clarification achieved.
Got it.
That's why I always look stuff up, Amber.
Smart.
Yeah,
Don't want to look foolish.
don't want to look foolish for longer than you need to.
Yeah.
The don't look foolish train already left the station, but sometimes you
often
can
do
catch
that
a
too.
cab before it gets to the next stop.
I often do that too. I'll like use a larger word in like an email or something, and then later I'm like, I should look that up.
Yeah, I've done
Make
that too
sure
with
you-
words. It's
Make
like,
sure
oh,
that did mean what I think.
doesn't
it
mean,
meant.
yeah, like penultimate. A lot of people
Ooh.
don't know what penultimate means.
Penultimate?
Know what that
Yeah,
means,
so
or
I've
I
been-
never heard it.
A lot of, and now what would you think it means just by listening to it?
Penultimate.
It means like
Well, what's pen?
the ultimate, the
No,
ultimate
pen, like
pun.
pen,
Oh, penultimate.
like a pen.
Oh, the best pen in the world.
Yeah, ultimate pen.
Yeah. So you think something to relate it to ultimate, like great or fantastic. It
Yeah.
actually means second to last.
Oh.
Right where I like it.
So the second last game of a sports series, for example, is the penultimate game.
Oh. Okay, so it's not like second to last place.
No, but yeah, the second last of a series.
Okay.
No, but
But
could
like, what if you came in like second, like 9th out of 10? Did
So-
you? You're the
If you came in
penultimate?
second, if you're second, you'd be the penultimate runner, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, not if you're second last.
No, second last is the second loser.
Oh, so it's not okay. Oh, so yeah, that's how
Oh,
I
penultimate isn't the second last in a race. It'd be like the second person in the race.
Got it.
I think.
it's
Oh,
not-
hold on. No, wait, hold on. I could be. Let me Google it.
yeah, because
Here we go
you
again.
said,
Um,
you said it would be like the semifinals would be the penultimate.
Yeah.
so it's just that it's not because I'm saying because if it
No,
means
it's specific. It's specific to a series.
right.
Oh.
Okay.
So they wouldn't use it for like the second last
Yeah.
position in a race. Be like a
Okay.
series of something, and then
Okay.
you have like a last book in a series or a
Yeah.
last game in a series of matches. The second to
So-
last is the
So
penultimate.
at least it doesn't mean the opposite of ultimate.
No.
It means like not ultimate, but almost ultimate,
Yeah.
which is better than meaning the opposite of ultimate, because then you could easily mess that up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I will never use that word.
Probably not. All right.
It's like in German. I shouldn't say this on.
Yeah, don't.
Well, anyway, I think there's a word that like either means like to love someone or to kill someone, and they
That's
sound
the same.
really similar.
Das Underseebooten.
I can't remember what language it was, but
Oh,
that's a terrible coincidence.
I love you and I kill you are the same.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
to accidentally. Oh, I meant the other one.
I
Oh,
wrote
yeah.
that wrong.
I think in those cases your tone of voice might say a lot too.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that, or if you're like
But what
new
if-
to the country, they'd be like, "Oh, I get ya.
Yeah.
Let me just fix that."
I
Or
wonder-
maybe it's not. Maybe it's like 9. They just crumple your letter up and just burn
Yeah.
it or something. You know?
Just, yeah. I would like to see the funny scenarios that creates.
Yeah, no. A buddy of mine told me that submarine in German was Das Underseebooten.
Das-
So like
if it
Das
is, that's
under
like,
the
yeah.
sea boat. I'm like, I
I mean-
hope it is.
a lot of German words sound very English because we are a Germanic language.
Yeah. So it would make sense.
Literal.
Das Haus es
Under the
Guten.
sea boat. That makes
Yeah.
that's
I mean,
pretty
make
Das
that
house
up.
unknown Bryant's.
Sorry?
Bryant's house.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, look, I just realized there's an Alan Dracula behind me.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I know he keeps poking out.
Oh, what is there?
Alan Dracula.
Oh yeah. I
this
know.
one.
And you should look at that. Look at the eye he's giving us.
Yeah, I know. And he's about to shoot me with laser
He's
eyes.
calculating something.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready for the next one?
Born ready. Yeah, I'm ready.
You were born ready for
Almost
this?
ready. Yes.
You're saying that in the
preparing.
year you were born, you were already to watch a show that wouldn't exist for another 25 years.
I've been calling this into my life, Bryant.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Jesse.
It's not alive, ding dong.
We don't know that.
Fair point. Come on.
Nice. My family goes to powwow at our county fair every year. One time Nate wrapped his whole head in cotton candy and
Hey, you'll make things right with him when you get home.
yeah, totally.
Tulip went to the carnival every year, too. The only part I ever got to experience was the House of Mirrors. But with the Flex situation, let's not tempt fate.
Hey, when you go into a house of mirrors, there's a bunch of reflections. Does that mean you have a bunch of reflections stuck in the mirror world?
No, all the reflections are me.
Whoa, how does that work?
I don't know, it's like... I don't know. Do you know how every part of your body works? Like, why do your blood cells look like tiny inner tubes?
Because they're in a liquid and that's how they float?
They don't... Wait, is that true?
Yeah. Wait, isn't it?
Hello, dearies. Anything here that catches your eye? Maybe one of these unusual musical instruments? I call it a buzzo-toot. Tulip, what are you still doing on the train? You've given yourself quite the makeover, kitten.
Oh, no, I'm not Tulip. I'm not Tulip.
C'est merveilleux! A reflection. I've never seen one of your kind in the prime world.
How did you know that I...
Now, who is this tomcat you have with you?
Hi, I'm Jesse.
Jessie, meet the cat. I got to know her when I was still attached to Tulip. She's a world-class con artist.
World-class entrepreneur, thank you. Now let's cut the chit-chat. How many points do you have?
We each have 2 points.
Doesn't matter how many points we have if the prizes are trash.
Well, I think I know what a handsome young passenger like Jessie might need. Want to exit? Have to win. Only those with 1,000 points are allowed access. And I must warn you, you have a competitor. And she looks like she plays to win.
Why didn't we get the same points?
Dobby. Dobby is not pretty.
We have a winner!
Yes! Water guy, I know I just won that game.
I don't know. He must have actually won. I have to give more points to win one with a number. Passengers get preferential treatment because they have a greater need to exit the car.
MT, slow down. Come on, where are you going?
I don't know. I'm just going. What's wrong with this place?
Hey, it's okay. It's still 2-1 in our favor.
That's not the point, Jesse. The point is that everything and everyone on this train wants me to fail.
Hey, I don't want you to fail, and I'm on the train. And who cares about them? Once my number gets to 0, we're all leaving anyway.
What?
What?
I don't... I mean, I didn't think... You want us to come with you? You want me to come with you?
Yeah, you're my friend. I'm not gonna leave you here with the Flex chasing after you. Oh. See? Even my number knows you should come back with me. It wouldn't have gone down if it wasn't the right thing to do.
Well, if your number thinks so, I guess I should. No!
Sorry, my little chartreuse. A win is a win. Well played, madam. Thank you for patronizing the lucky cat.
Might not want to thank me just yet.
No! You little apex brats!
Sorry for the disguise, but I didn't think you'd give me access to the door if you knew who I was. Hey kid, what's your number at? 4? We'll have to fix that back at my base. Come on.
We're not just gonna follow you wherever.
Look, I really don't care one way or the other, but you were trying to win the door, so ta-da! Door.
This car was cheating you. I think she's okay. She's letting us use the exit when she doesn't really have to.
Fine. Let's just get out of here.
This isn't over, Grace.
Try me, the cat.
Ah!
1, take this corn dog. 2, bring them back to the base.
Jeez.
Oh, it's the girl in a costume
Which girl?
with all the numbers.
No.
Oh.
No, she had lots of numbers.
Yeah.
Wait, girl in the costume?
Well, I thought maybe because
She
the
thought she
girl,
was
like the old conductor,
the conductor
Oh,
from the
okay,
first.
okay.
because when she looked in the mirror, I thought maybe it was a costume.
No. No, it's not the old conductor, I'll tell you that much. But she does have a very large number.
Oh. Okay.
Do they age on the train? I think they do. right?
Yes. Oh, wait, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Was that a spoiler?
Oh. So hang on. So she did all that. She just wanted to get kids on the trains or kids on the car so she could get a corn dog.
Well, they were taking stuff too, cotton candy and such.
Why would she need kids on the train to get a corn dog?
I'm not going to tell you. Oh, because it might come up in a future episode.
I've got a feeling this is some sort of weird kind of Peter Pan scenario. And they're like the Lost Boys.
That is possible, but I will not tell you the answer. Oh yeah, aging.
I think
I
Brian
guess-
loves this part.
I
Hearing
guess-
this series.
Yes, yes. Now here's the thing. I realized the aging thing isn't a spoiler because Amelia was probably like maybe early to mid 20s when she got on the train. But you could tell when they met her, when Tulip met her on the train, she was much
Yeah,
older.
she was quite a bit older. I just couldn't remember
Yeah.
if maybe she was older when she got on the train or what.
No, because they showed her when she got on the train.
Oh, they did, eh?
Yeah. When they were following her in the memory tape.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the cat was clearly up to something. And it's like, what was she up to?
I think she
no.
likes running scams.
Yeah. So basically, when she sent everybody to prison that lost the bet, she also said, we're not refunding any of your items that may have been confiscated or surrendered when you entered the prison, when
Yeah.
she sent them back into the car.
So it's like, oh, so it was just for money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or stuff for her.
Stuff. Yeah, the cat likes stuff.
Mhm.
She collects things. And I think I was going to say, oh yeah, so this is one actually where I was confused about why Jesse's number went down.
Mhm.
Because it contradicts what I was saying after the previous episode, or it wasn't just him being nice, but this time he wasn't standing up to anyone. He was just being nice.
No, but he
Hang on, what did he
was-
do again?
He's trying to save Tulip.
No,
or
he was
near
being
Tulip.
he was being assertive. What did he do again that
He
made his number
said-
go down?
He said,
Oh,
"I'm
you're
gonna-"
right.
He's like, once we leave, you're coming with me. And she's
You're right.
like,
You're right. I guess that isn't showing assertiveness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
being
he's
assertive.
like, there wasn't a, oh, I was hoping you were gonna come with me. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
we
yeah.
are leaving together.
Yeah. Okay. So his assertiveness is increasing. Okay. Good. Good answer, Steve.
That was answer.
But Steve gets the credit though.
Because I had to answer.
He as a passenger, Steve gets extra points.
That's my answer.
Yeah, but you really belong here. I'm just a passenger.
But anyway, that brings up an interesting point too, because this is MT's big weak spot again. It's more than she wants to be free, but she's starting to feel subhuman. Like she's not treated the way everyone, like everything I do, it's like I get treated like garbage. Yeah.
Well,
That could jade someone.
yeah. I mean, she is doing some shifty stuff in a way.
She is.
What did she do that was?
Well, she's breaking the law.
Well, but yeah.
But is it unethical to break an evil law?
Yeah, that's just it. Because it's like if their whole
but
system
what-
isn't right, like I mean, if there's a lot of people escaping, things aren't being run
Yeah,
very
but
well in
what
the mirror
if-
world.
What if them escaping ruined something else, like a butterfly effect, right? So MT gets out, but then another dimension falls apart.
I'm
or
not saying,
something.
yeah, which is true, but the thing is that there is a problem that needs to be solved if there's so many people escaping. Like there's got to be something that needs to be addressed here. They're miserable.
Yeah, it's like
They're
countries
Miserable.
with
That's
good
it's
free
not being
governments
run
don't have to
properly.
keep their students or their citizens in, right?
Right.
Like North
Right.
Korea has to keep people in. It's got people
Mhm.
designed to keep you in, but a good country doesn't need to keep you in.
Mhm. Right. Like I mean, if the leadership's bad, then whoever they have leadership over is miserable.
Yeah,
So if they're miserable, that means their leadership's bad.
yeah. I'm on Amber's side on this one, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Credit.
You did it.
Okay, so in a more complex form then, Amber, has your opinion of how MT threw Tulip under the bus changed at all?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Because I can give her benefit of the doubt because I don't entirely understand the situation. So I can assume the best for her.
Right.
But like, so if it's like there's this unjust world, I have to do something about it. This is my best option. And I'm just giving her the benefit of the doubt that that's the scenario she's in.
Yeah.
So if that's the scenario she's in, then I can be okay with it. But I just feel like she should have been a little more apologetic. Like,
Oh yeah, she was not apologetic.
I'm
at
sorry I
all.
have to do this,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like there was no kind of like remorse on it. Like,
Oh,
saying,
not
I
even
just felt
remorse.
like-
It was almost mocking. Like she was like,
yeah.
"Oh,
Like, what
I
does she
didn't-
have against?
I
Tulip?
told you that's how you get back. I never said I was going to do it."
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, she definitely has some flaws there.
Yeah. No,
I
but
don't
that's my
love
question.
in
Even if
people.
this was an immoral act, does that make her an immoral person?
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, if you give her the benefit, if you have like, I don't have enough information to know if it was
Yeah.
immoral or not. But so if it was immoral, as far as like, because to me, what would make it immoral would be if she had a better option, she didn't take it.
Yeah.
we also don't know. We don't know everything about the mirror dimension. And
That's what I'm
now-
trying to say. I
and
don't
now that
know.
we're learning more about it, it's like her story
Yeah.
becomes a bit more
Right? Like
sympathetic, right?
she's a refugee, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and yeah, so
And then
I
maybe
still
she was
will
choices.
add, I think there is still some emotional immaturity there,
yeah.
Well, not just.
but I don't fault her for that. I think it's just like I still think she hadn't had the opportunities of growth that she's needed until
I
now,
suppose.
right?
I do think that like, and fair enough. I don't know enough about like
Her
about like
childhood.
how people can grow in that area. Like, I just mean, true. I'm sure people can grow in their ability to care about people.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's true.
Well, it seems to be. I think that's the path she's on. Because if you remember, her first
Right.
friend she's ever had was the deer, and then slowly she's becoming really good friends with Jesse, right?
It's interesting.
But
Like,
it's
why does
new
she
for
hate
her.
Tulip?
She didn't hate Tulip. I think
She didn't hate too. She just
she just
She
had
didn't
nothing
care
in
about
common
her.
with Tulip. Sorry,
She didn't care about her.
she didn't care about her. but she
think?
was you'd probably become a little resentful.
It's
if you're
almost like
essentially
Would
enslaved
you?
to someone.
It's not Tula's fault.
no, but at the
No,
same
it's
time,
not
it's almost
too-
like a prisoner and the guard. It's like the prisoner doesn't love the guard, right?
It might.
No, well, I mean, yeah, because they're two different people. But if they've never actually met, you just know there was a guard outside your cell guarding you, so you couldn't get away.
I suppose.
Do you know what I mean? So then once MT got away, there's no connection. It's just you know exactly what that guard does. He walks back, forth, whatever.
I
But
just feel like
that's it.
your reflection would know you pretty well. So it's
True,
strange.
but-
It's strange that your reflection wouldn't care about you.
Yeah, but your reflection is also like, ugh, I'm sick of watching you brush your hair or pick your nose or something like that, right? It's like I want my own hair brushing time and nose picking time, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
I
my-
think an emotionally mature person, as Brian said, would care.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
she
yeah.
will get to the point where she would care about Tulip as a person. I
yeah.
just think as being in a situation where she has no will of her own, like that she can control or do or
Yeah.
want anything. She just never developed how to care.
Well, it's kind of like you people call in about their phone bill or something, and they just take it out on the person on the phone. That's
Yeah, yeah.
really immature, right?
Yeah.
Like, of course, you could be annoyed at the situation.
Yeah, I think that's a good analogy. I think that's might
right,
have been where
because
she
it's
was
like
at.
it's like if you can't have a problem with Tulip because you're in the situation. It's not Tulip's fault you're in
Yeah,
the
she-
situation.
MT was the caller calling the service line and yelling at the person on the phone that had
Yelling
nothing
at
to
the
do with
person on the
problem.
phone. Yeah, like
That
it's
was
just-
MT, and I'm saying I agree. I think MT throwing
Okay.
Tulip under the bus was immoral. I think even regardless of the situation, but I think from the perspective of I see her as someone who wasn't in a situation where I would have expected her to know better, like a child, almost like
Yeah.
like a child would do something bad, right?
Right. But still, when you meet a kid and you're like, when you're 5, you can have a good heart or a crappy heart.
You can,
You know?
but you can,
then,
but
like,
but you can
there's
also
some
know that a
good-hearted
5-year-old.
five-year-olds and
But a 5-year-old with a crappy heart who's selfish, you can still imagine can grow up to be a good person.
or you can still, because I am definitely a believer that I think that some are more caring than others, but I am
Yeah.
a believer that people are essentially good. If
Yeah,
there's a crappy hearted 5-year-old, there's a story there.
yeah, there might be now, but although they can tell, like with psychopathic behavior, they can tell often as young children.
True, but
Yeah.
but then I'm also, I'm sure me and a lot of
And
people
you were-
are just
and I will
curious as
say-
far as did something get shut off or like in the development was something not developed? Like,
Well,
Like
and
a
I'm trying to think
psychopath?
of people I know, like do we know anybody that like
feels
as a
psychopath.
child was really, really tough to be with, but then as an adult was easy going?
I don't
Like
think
your
there's enough-
temperament's pretty similar to when you were little, I think.
Right. You were a little more evil when you were.
Maybe. Well, I went through like the dark black t-shirts phase, but that's like
Yeah.
12. That was like 11, 12, 13.
See,
I
I,
mean,
don't
like a
know if you
little
were
child.
ever like. You were never evil. You always just had an evil sense of humor, as far as like you're like, I'm gonna take over the world, and
Oh, I
you
still
have
think
it. You
that.
still have it.
Yeah,
True.
doesn't go away.
You were grumpier. Younger.
Yeah, I might have been
Younger Bryant was
grumpier.
grumpier.
Well, that's the thing though. When you were growing, at your age, when you were self-aware enough to be aware of what was going around, I was hitting puberty, right?
Right.
So your earliest memories of me would be like me hitting puberty. So that's not a good starting point.
Right. That's fair.
But in your case, I got to see you when you were
Yeah.
little,
Yeah.
then puberty,
Yeah.
and you got a little weird too there, but you were never
Probably.
bad. And then after, but
Yeah.
but from you as like a 6-year-old to like a 26-year-old, yeah, you could imagine like it's not like you were a terrible child that became a nice adult. You were a pretty good kid, became a
Yeah.
tiny bit of a, but you were even in puberty, you weren't that bad. Mind you, it's all relative. There were some really big milestones in our family.
I don't recall going through a mean phase. I'd probably go.
You never
through,
went
like,
through a mean phase. I don't think
I'd
so.
probably go through like I'm oblivious to other people. To some, like
Yeah.
be
You never.
oblivious to
Like
Oh,
even
but never like from a
even
mean,
Janice
like-
got into Janice kind of went through an angry phase.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But see, there's no one in my sphere that I would say was like painfully mean or selfish or
Yeah. You were a little, I think you did go through a little judgmental phase though.
really.
But I think it's because your circumstances, because
Who was I judging?
no, I remember, okay, there was when you went to like a special school. And I say special school, I don't mean it wasn't that. No, it was like an experimental
special kids.
school.
I
Amber
didn't
went to
like
an
the school.
experimental school for like a year.
Yeah.
It wasn't a
It was like
special
3
school.
months, I think.
It wasn't one of those like schools for troubled kids. It was like actually like let's try a different way of teaching people, sort of a thing.
See what happens. Yeah.
You did it for a short time,
Yeah.
and the way you described it, I
Oh.
thought like this would be brilliant. I would love that school.
Oh, yeah.
And you just hated it. And
Oh.
there was this one kid in your class, and you would always complain about him. And
Oh,
I was like,
really?
he was just like a goofy boy. And you were
Mm-hmm.
always like so mean. I thought you were so mean about when you talked about him. And you just sound like
Maybe.
some goofy, 8-year-old with like no social skills.
Yeah, which I'm usually endeared by. So
Yeah, well, I think at this
but
age you
I
would
have
be.
to remember, I don't remember him.
I think his
enough
name
to
was
know.
Nick. Does that sound familiar? No.
I don't remember people there that I didn't like. I just remember not liking the school.
Yeah, it was in Mossley, right? I think that one.
Yeah.
I didn't even know why. Not even clear why you went there in the first place.
Because mom thought it was a great idea. Mom
I
heard
thought-
about it. She
I
thought
thought
it
it
was a
sounded
great
brilliant.
idea.
But it wasn't Amber's. It wasn't for Amber.
What I didn't like about it was just, well, that I was away from my friends.
Yeah. Oh,
And
like
that
when
it
I was
was-
sent to probe. Yeah.
What?
Like when I was sent to probe, I was kind of resentful that they sent me by myself.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it was like it's like I'm not going to school with my friends. And it was like Little House on the Prairie. There was 30 kids, all different age groups, like stuck in a room all day. Like if it was like regular school,
Was
as
this
far
like a
as,
was it like a one-room schoolhouse sort of a deal? I didn't know that.
No, it was like an old school that like an old school that they just repurposed. It was a regular school, but there was only 30 or some kids signed up for it.
Oh, okay.
And so the main thing was that I was away from my friends and it was like not enough kids my age.
Right. Right.
That was the main thing that I hated.
So it wasn't like the school program style that you didn't like.
I think I preferred the other one. Like I preferred my regular style,
Yeah.
but I probably would have been okay with that style if there was,
If your friends were there.
if my friends were there was more kids my age.
Yeah. And your friends, because your friends were always pretty good people too. Like I think
Yeah.
we never had issues with any of your friends or anything. No. It was a good egg.
Okay. I can maybe think of a friend who was maybe had a bit of a meanness younger that grew out of it. That's true. Yes, actually, I can think of a handful of people that have done this.
Yeah.
That were kind of meaner when they were young.
Actually,
and then,
now that you say that too, I had like I got slightly bullied when I was really young, like maybe 5 or 6, not severely. But then I saw him again a few years later. He was super nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does happen.
well, yeah. So I can think of like people that I consider really nice people that, yeah, definitely could have been turds as kids to other kids.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how they came around, I think that maybe like that way of life would just grind on you. And then you think, why am I miserable? Oh, maybe I should try not
Yeah. Well, I
being
think-
miserable to other people.
Yeah, I think it's just too, as you get older, you become more you gain empathy as you age. I think. Like I think that's
Yeah, I've
proven.
heard that. Yeah.
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 So like the older you get, the more ability you have to kind of feel how other
Put
people
yourself in
feel.
their
Yeah.
shoes. That's true.
Or you've
Yeah.
been through enough yourself, and that might be too. As a child, they haven't experienced enough to understand what other people are going through.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So yes, maybe it was just an immaturity thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I have room to grow there. I have a hard time. I have to consciously try to be more forgiving of people who fall short there.
Yeah.
When people are just like mean, then I can be judgy of them, and I can
Yeah.
be like,
that bothers me too. Tempers are something I don't deal with well, but I think I'm pretty good at trying to gauge, like, does that person have a reason? Like I'm very sensitive to, like, if I think somebody has a mental health issue, it's a little different
Yeah,
situation.
exactly. Yeah.
Or if, like, somebody's been super stressed, like,
Yeah.
parents just died, or they're gonna be a little
Yeah,
edgy for a
that's
little
true.
bit. So
That's true. And so, but my whole thing is like, I don't mind erratic behavior. So I don't mind someone having a temper. I don't mind someone being insane. I don't mind it's when they take it and they take that energy and they're like mean to someone about it.
yeah, I'm with you
Because I'm
there,
like, I
too.
don't care if you blow up. I don't care if you freak out. I don't care if they melt down. It's just if they channel it at somebody like a jerk.
Yeah,
I
I agree. And
I have a very short fuse for it.
even then, even if it's somebody I'd be sympathetic to normally, like, again, if it's even if there's a situation where I understand why they're angry, you're right. If they start threatening someone else,
Right.
there's still a threat. You still have to deal with that threat. Yeah.
But that's when I have a short fuse and I have short patience and understanding for those people.
I don't know
write
if
them off pretty easy.
I don't know if I've ever, I can't think of a time I've seen you lose your temper. Steve has.
Is my temper? It's not common, that's for
I
sure.
feel like she's gonna lose her temper as soon as I hit stop on this thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I'm not safe.
But when I was like 10 to 12, like maybe 8 to 12, that range, I used to have tantrums, kind of.
Yeah, but see, but I don't think it's bad to be an emotional person. It's like, so some people who are just like, they have their emotions close to the surface, they lose their, like, that doesn't bother me. It's just the taking it out on people that bothers me.
Yeah, well, August can tell you, and anybody out there, August is our older brother, because I shared a room with him when we were little. Yeah, I would have fits where I'd like throw stuff on the floor and scream, when I was younger. But I became really mellow, I think, by the time I was like 16, 17. Well, then I went through the sullen, like 12, 11, maybe to 13 or 14 age. I just became very sullen. I didn't talk very much. And then I think by 15, 16, I was kind of just very mellow. And it kind of stayed there.
Yeah. My memories of you were always like fun. I don't know. I thought you were fun. I guess maybe like a little dark, but still funny.
Yeah.
And like
I don't even know if Taking Over the World's that dark, Amber. It's a very it's ambitious.
No, I always thought you were kind of like, you're still that. Like you're just ambitious towards evilness.
Yeah, ambitiously evil.
But for fun. For fun. It's not like you're evil.
I don't actually want
to hurt people.
I actually don't want to hurt anyone. I want to be evil without hurting people.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Bryant I've always known.
Kindly evil.
Yeah. Like I remember because you told me there was no Santa Claus.
Oh yeah, no, that was different. That was not a joke. I was terrified of Santa when I was little. Yeah, I was scared of Santa.
So you're trying to save us.
I was like, well, I think I was
us.
frustrated at people believing in Santa. I always cried when I saw Santa at the mall. Yeah.
Right.
And there was never a point where I believed in Santa. Like, he was just, sometimes you'd go to the mall when you're little and they make you sit on this stranger's lap. And I would always
cry. You never believed in it.
And no, I don't remember ever believing in Santa. And so I think the concept was, this is a terrifying lie to lead children into.
This is a bad idea.
Sit on his lap.
It wasn't like malice. It was like just a heads up.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way,
be cautious.
But I know this was, but you see, the thing is though, I think you were older when that happened though, because you still believed in Santa in that whole Uncle Arlie episode. Didn't
exactly.
You?
So because when people ask me, like, when did you stop believing? I'm like, it was pretty young, because I remember you, as soon as I started believing, you were basically like, he's not real,
Yeah.
And so I remember that it was a short-lived time, but I must have believed during the whole Uncle Arlie thing because I was upset that he was lying.
Yeah, and I remember that. I was actually standing in the foyer. So Steve, do you know this story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell it for everyone else.
Yeah, tell it.
Is our uncle was famous for like being Santa, like at Christmas parties, he would often get invited to come and be Santa Claus. He was very jovial, sort of an individual. I mean, I think he loved doing it. And then There was one time I was at a church Christmas party, and Santa was
There's
there
a lot of people.
with a lot of people, and there was like, he'd hand out candy bags, and you children would do the Santa thing. And I was out in the foyer at the time, and I remember because you said it very, very loudly. You're not Santa. You're my Uncle Arlie.
Yeah.
And you blew the cover. Not only Amber, and if you're upset with me for telling you that there was no Santa, you destroyed so many children's dreams that evening.
Well, no, but here's the thing. I didn't say Santa wasn't real. I said that Santa wasn't real.
Yeah, but how do you think the other children took it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Who cares?
It's weird. I actually remember this story, and I was like, what, like 2 or 3, right?
Yeah, you were very young. I don't know if 2 or 3, but that checks out around there.
I remember Dad was holding me.
Yeah.
He had to hold me because I couldn't see. So and we were like at the back. There was like 100 or 200 people there in the gym.
Yeah.
And then and I remember like yelling it really loudly. And I remember that because I'm like, he's a liar. Like he's lying. And and I remember that everybody started laughing, and I was like mad. I'm like, you're laughing at him lying to everybody. And so I must have believed him because I remember being so upset that he was lying. And then so then Dad took me to the hallway. I remember this. So Dad took me to the hallway, and then eventually Uncle Arlie comes around, and like he's not wearing the Santa head, like he doesn't have the beard on and stuff. And him and Dad are like laughing so hard, and I just remember they were making jokes with each other, and I'm pretty sure they were like crying. They were laughing so hard, and I remember being very upset about all the laughing because Uncle Arlie was trying to talk to me, and I would like glare at him, and he'd like come in, and then he'd laugh, and then he'd come in closer, and I'd like turn my head the other way, and like I like was really, really upset with him. And so I must have believed in Santa Claus because I was so upset that he would lie about it.
And then I saved you from that turmoil, Amber, by telling you. Amber.
Yeah. Like it was, that's true.
By the way, Santa's not even real anyway. So.
Yes. And then I told my friend, and she got mad at me because I was like 5 years old or something. And I was at her house. We were watching Last Unicorn, and then it came up.
The Last Unicorn at 5 years old.
Yeah.
Those were dark days. The 80s were dark days for films.
It's too little to follow the story. I just like the unicorn.
Yeah.
And so
I was gonna say it's a very dark movie.
It is.
We did watch dark movies when we were kids.
It's true. I was used to the Dark Crystal and everything. So but I remember she just like screamed at me and ran out of the room, and then her mom came down. She's like, you should go. And I had to
get up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were good times, Amber.
Yeah. So
Last Unicorn.
So
wait,
yeah, so
at what
I
age
remember
class? So that would be Cars Land?
Rosemary.
Oh, okay. Wait, who was it then?
Who was it?
Yeah.
Lindsay Blumell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then her mom sent me home.
Yeah. I'm surprised they believed in Santa.
Well, she was my age too. She was 5.
Yeah, okay. I just feel like I had Mr. Blumell as a teacher. Seemed like he was very matter of fact,
Like we don't talk about Santa. Yeah.
Or not that we don't talk about, but like
right. We don't embellish Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she believed. She believed. I very clearly remember.
I also feel like, aren't they the ones that like didn't like mustard because it was too spicy?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't remember.
I was 5. I didn't notice.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so that was like, yeah, my memories of you were that you were pretty like, you're funny, you're interesting, you knew everything.
Or thought I did, or sold it well.
Yeah, that definitely could.
I did do well in school if I tried.
Yes, and I was like, because I'd repeat everything you said as though it was true facts, and I still do.
My record's pretty good because I think I'm wrong occasionally. We saw that today, but I always verify. I believe very much in verifying facts. because it's very frustrating to me when I get an argument. I've had this happen with somebody we know, but I'm not going to mention the name.
Okay.
I didn't remember what we were arguing about, but it was like just a fact, right? And it was like, and I was like, well, why don't we just look up the answer? And he or she said, can't you just let me be right? And I was like, it's not the issue of like letting you be right. Either you're right or you're wrong.
Right. That doesn't make sense.
So he didn't, okay, he or she didn't want to look up the answer because he or she didn't want to be right. Just wanted to be right, didn't care about the actual answer. And I was
so
like,
perplexed right now. Because I'm like, no one I can think of is
Steve
like
got it
that.
right away.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
the only person I was thinking of, honestly, would have been like Susan.
Nah, Susan's never been like that either.
Susan's not totally like that, but she does like to be right.
She does, but she wouldn't be opposed to finding the answer.
So
though.
looking it up, that's
Yeah.
true.
Like she wouldn't want to be right at the cost
Right.
of just being
Of the actual facts.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because Susan says that her thing is that she'll like, even if she's been proved wrong, she'll like still stand her ground.
Yeah.
Whereas,
Yeah. I
like,
think Emily actually will do that a little bit too.
really? It's
Yeah.
funny.
She used to, I don't know if she still would. But I feel like I've had that
That's
experience
funny.
with Emily before.
I don't think I could maybe be proved wrong and not believe the proof.
Yeah, well,
for sure.
I think that's fair. That's reasonable. Because you want a balance. You don't want to just believe everything everyone tells you.
Right.
Right? Because
Right.
they could be wrong. But
Well,
you always want to have an open mind enough to just accept the
Right.
truth, regardless of if it makes you right or wrong.
Right. And I do feel like I have that. Like I'm
I
okay
think you
with
do.
the facts.
Yeah.
But I could definitely see myself being wrong because I don't believe the proof.
No, and I think that's reasonable. That's very reasonable. That's what you should do. But I think this is an area I've grown a lot in because I feel like when I was younger, I think I was maybe a little bit of if I know it all, like I think if I was wrong, I would have been more ashamed of it.
Oh.
But now it's like, yeah, I'm wrong
Very
sometimes.
indifferent.
I'll still be
super indifferent.
boastful because I like boasting. But I know, but it's like how I like being evil. I don't like to mean it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like I'll behave like I'm boastful or evil
Right.
or whatever.
For fun.
But for fun, I don't actually want to be those things.
Right.
It's just fun to pretend to be those things.
Right.
But
See,
it's like now if I'm proven wrong, I don't really care. But yeah, I'm
Right.
not going to believe you just cause. Sorry.
See, like I personally, I don't know if I do care or have ever cared if I personally am right. Like,
I don't
I'm
think
just
I don't think I've ever had an issue with that with you before.
or like, I just don't, I'm not emotionally attached to it. I feel like the smartest thing is to not be that way. I feel like,
Yeah.
I'm like, if you really want to know the truth, you can't be attached. You can't let your ego involved. Like it's just has to be
and
about.
I've long been saying that
Like-
humility is like the key point of intelligence.
So I
You
agree.
cannot-
I totally agree.
As soon as you stop being humble, you stop learning.
Yeah, because I feel like I very much value like people caring about what's right, what's best, not who's best.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
put what's best above who's best.
Yeah.
And then we can all make so much more progress, so much faster.
Yeah. And once they realize I'm the best, Amber, then the discussion's over and they can
Right.
move on. Oh, Steve's the best.
Okay.
I'm the
No,
penultimate
no.
best.
I'll be the penultimate. No, I was gonna say, dang it. I'll be the penultimate best. That was my strategy at everything, right?
Just to be
Like
second
when I
best.
was in elementary and stuff, like
Uh-huh.
I guess when I'm being like second best, but like I love like some kids are like, oh, I don't like being picked last. They hate me. I love being picked last.
Mhm.
Loved it.
It's like a
Because
challenge.
because then everybody's like they've already made an assessment of you and they're like,
Oh,
wow,
so you can suck and it
Steve's
doesn't
not-
matter. Yeah.
Yeah, because then they're like, oh, Steve's not good at kickball. And then you go and you boot it into outer space or something.
Yeah.
And
But
then they're
would
like,
you love it in
"Oh."
an area where you're not confident? Because you're probably like, I love this because I know I'm gonna wow them.
I'm always confident.
No, but you must have an area where you're like,
No.
I'm not confident in this.
Public reading.
Right.
That
And
would
the
be
thing
terrible.
is though, is that do you mind if people don't expect you to be good?
No,
at
but then if
public
they
reading?
were like, okay, Steve, we're gonna pick you last for public reading, I'd be like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'd
Would
be
you
like,
be hurt or no?
no, I'd be like, absolutely. But I
Yeah.
would strategize that because I'm a terrible public raver,
Yeah.
which sounds crazy because I could speak in public all day long, I think. But to actually, if like to somebody handed me a card and was like, I need you to read this in front of this huge group, I'd be like sweating buckets and panicking without any kind of prep time. I would be messed up. So then I'd be like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, put me behind somebody that's not so great, so I look worse, and then put somebody awesome after the pair of us. You know, if it was like a team
To
battle
save the day.
Yeah.
to save it, yeah.
Yeah.
And they'd be
Yeah.
like, yeah.
See, so
yeah.
your
So
ego's
no,
not
I
dead.
absolutely
Your
would
ego's in
not
good
be.
shape.
People would be like, Steve, you're not a good reader.
Yeah.
Like, ah.
Well, I think that's a great quality because I think that's another thing where I've improved too. Because I think as a teenager or as a kid, I would have hated being seen as bad at stuff,
Oh.
and now I don't care. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm terrible at such and such. Doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't be
I
good
think
at everything,
Yeah.
And to me,
regardless of
to
what
me
Amber
personally,
says.
that's how I see the world. That yeah, I think Steve is good at everything, by the way. But like,
Everything.
but I really feel like that's how I see people in general. I'm like, they're a genius when it comes to this stuff. They really don't understand things when it comes to this
All right.
stuff. And I very much see myself the same way. I'm like, I'm great in these areas, and I'm completely blow. in
Okay,
these
so
areas.
Amber, I'm gonna give you a question.
Yeah.
I need a straight, truthful answer.
Okay.
What is the thing that I am best at, and what is the thing that I am worst at?
This
Wow,
is
there's-
hard. Okay, Bryant, you have a lot of best stats.
No, I just need one.
Okay. If I had to pick what I think you are the shiniest of anyone I know, you have a lot. Can I have three? Can I have
I mean,
three?
it makes me look better, sure.
okay. Okay. I think you're very smart. I think you're very likable. And I think you're very you have a very good character.
Well, thank you. And you know what? Those are three good compliments. I enjoy. Okay, thank you. But now the hard one, Amber.
Yeah,
What
what are you bad
is
at?
my worst trait?
You are bad at growing hair on the top of your head.
Yeah, that's true. Can't argue that one.
Not so
I have to
hurtful.
think about it, 'cause I'm sure there's okay. If
Is there
there's
too many?
something-
Is there too many again, Amber? You've
No,
got to
I
stick
just
to
don't know
them.
how to say it. I don't know how to word it.
Oh,
So
okay.
like
So there is one.
There's
there's one.
something there for sure. Yeah.
It has to do, and I don't know how to pinpoint it because maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
Yeah. It's your underlying murderous intent.
Yeah.
I think that's one of my greatest qualities.
Oh yeah. Spoken like a true murderer.
Okay. You know, it's too speculative to really say. But here's the thing. I
Yeah.
would think because I honestly think you're probably one of the most capable people I know. You're very
Well,
ca-
you don't know
you're
me that
very
well
capable.
then, but okay.
What?
You don't know me that well then.
Okay. Well, I just think that you're very, very capable
Of
of whatever you would want. Like if you wanted something, you could do it. And I just think that I'm like, because sometimes I'm like, does Bryant just not want something then? Is there just
Yeah,
something
so
like if there's something that you're not happy with, do you just not want it? However, if you're at a 10 when it comes to happiness and morale, then really I'm just speculating and I'm wrong. So
Yeah. No, I think see, that's a tough one for me too, because I think maybe you're driving at motivation.
yeah.
Because it's the weird thing for me, because the things I have really pushed myself to do and finish have not succeeded really, right?
However, you're going into the arts, which I mean the probability is hard.
Yeah,
Like you
probability's a lot
have
harder.
to hit at least hundreds to do anything. So
Yeah.
but yeah.
But I think the problem maybe is that I focus on things maybe that I'm not as the things that I'm good at aren't always the things I also like doing.
Right.
Sometimes the things I like doing I'm not as good at.
Right.
So often I focus on the things where I'm not very good, and then
Right.
neglect the things I'm good at. This
like
came up.
what?
Well, this came up at work. It's like, because I hate working up front, like with clients and stuff. And I thought that I dislike clients. Most of the time I get
Right,
along
too
really
much.
well. But it's too much. I get worn out
Mhm.
so quickly, right?
Mhm.
And so I hate being up there. But even like yesterday, they were saying, "Oh, you're so good with the clients. You're great up there. You're like a born natural dealing with these people." I'm like, sure, but like after like 6 of them, I'm just done.
Yeah.
I want to work in the back. I want to do paperwork.
Right.
So yeah, so that's the thing. Like I think I'm really good at interacting with people for the most part, and I'm
Yeah.
fine doing it to small degrees, but I just can't. I cannot get a career where that's the focus of my career, right?
Right. But that comes back down to like just knowing who you are.
Yeah.
You're like, this is what I need to be happy. And that's why, like, really, I feel like you can't really know what someone's issue is if you don't know how happy they are or aren't.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if someone is at a 10, happiness,
Yeah, then they're obviously, however they're living their life is working.
then it's working for them. But if
Yeah.
there's something that's not a 10, then you're just going, okay, well, then there's something
Yeah.
that they could tweak.
And it's interesting you say that, because I remember I saw a documentary. It was about like a Hollywood producer who said he made a big movie, made millions of dollars. And he went and bought this big old house. And he said, I stepped into that house and I realized I wasn't any happier than before I bought that big house.
Right.
And so he like downsized everything. And I think Mr. Beast was kind of the same story, wasn't it? Like he became rich and famous and he realized, I'm not happy buying all these like nice things. So he started just like having fun with it. Being more generous with it, but also having fun with it, right?
I actually, I watched that interview with him and he's like, I have like $0. He's like, everything I make, I put back into the movie.
Yeah,
Like into
I'm
the
sure he's
production of-
surviving. I'm sure
Oh, I'm sure
Here's
he's
the
doing
thing.
well. No,
Here's the
but-
thing. That's a very smart accounting thing to say to the public as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when everything you do has to do with your business and you have no personal dollars to
he's-
your name, that's a really
No,
smart
but he's
money.
putting
But he
like-
kind of lives it though. Like he doesn't live in a big house. He
Yeah,
doesn't
he
drive a
doesn't, yeah.
fancy car,
And he like literally puts in like millions of dollars into his like
Well,
next YouTube show
right.
or whatever.
But I mean, he can still eat, and like, I mean, like, you
Oh
know,
yeah, he's not.
Yeah,
hurt.
I'm sure if he wants
I don't-
something, he'll still just go and buy it.
exactly, and that's what I'm trying to say. So like
Yeah.
that's what smart
But
business people do. I never go on a
But
hot
he's
vacation
not.
for
He's
myself.
not pulling the old like Logan Paul or whatever, and like, here's my 4 Lamborghinis, and you know what I mean, and my 3 mansions. It's like, and he could though, but he
Right.
doesn't, and
Well,
he
it's like
gives a lot of
it's
money
like
away.
Elon Musk. He did the same thing.
Yeah.
He like totally downsized.
Yeah.
Because
He still has like lots of big houses and stuff, doesn't he?
no, I think he sold a lot, if not all of
I think
them.
Warren Buffett's kind of like that too, though. Actually, Warren Buffett lives in like just a normal
Known
family
for
home.
that.
Yeah. With
Yeah.
lots of security guards, obviously.
Yeah, I was gonna
Right.
say. Like,
Right. So it
And
really
his own-
comes, and that's why the thing, like, I think like the whole billionaire thing, and I agree, like I'm definitely the same. Like I don't care about fancy things. I like to like my house, but I don't need
Yeah.
it to be huge.
But
and
you know what?
big.
I would want a big house, Amber, but here's why. I need alone time. So I need a house that's big enough that people can come over.
And you won't know they're there.
Well, there's two things I
No.
like. No, there's two things I like. I like having a place where people can come and be themselves and hang out. So I would love to have like a pool room, a swimming pool, an exercise room people could come and use. But at the same time, I don't necessarily want to hang out with them, right?
Right.
So I would need a
convenient.
section of the house for me to go to be quiet when I don't feel like hanging out with people. But I still want them to become
We all have
over
that.
and
We
use
all have
stuff.
that.
Yeah.
Amber was just giving me grief about my man cave
Oh,
No, I like it.
Amber.
today.
No, I've always said our house is the perfect size. There's 4 of us, and we all have our own little corner because we all need that too. We're all
Yeah.
introverts.
Yeah. But how are you making fun of his man cave?
Well, not fun of, but she's like, you prefer your man caves than.
No. I just said that he spent so much time in his man cave that we have to figure out.
No, you said you prefer being in your man cave than being with you.
Yeah, sometimes you do. Yeah.
And
I feel like this is a discussion that happens between many couples.
yeah.
But I think what happens is you don't all both want to be alone at the same time, right? It's
That's
like
the problem.
everybody wants to be alone sometimes, but those
Yeah.
2 times don't always line up. So
Right.
the time you want to be with him might be the time where he wants alone time.
Right. Because I need alone time too. But yeah.
No, I know. I'm just saying it's not lining up with his need for alone time.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's because she gets quite a bit of alone time.
yeah.
When Isaac and
It's true.
when I go to work and
It's
our
true.
son goes to school, then she is alone.
However, do I not respect it generally? Like, because he comes home and he goes to, and I'm like, yeah, Steve needs his alone.
Well, yeah, see, because like you were saying, Brian, like my job is
Yeah,
very people orientated, right? Like, so yeah, you
Yeah.
just get
We've had
you
enough
get-
people.
you get worn out. You almost hate hearing the sound of your own voice after a while because you're like, I know I've been talking a lot because my voice starts to echo into my own ears, almost like my microphone's broken in my in my throat. You know what I mean? And it's like making this like weird like sound. And I'm like, I've talked too much
I mean,
today.
that could be a tumor or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Or,
Maybe
yeah,
go to the
or
doctor.
my superpowers coming out, whichever
Yeah.
one of the two. But
Yeah.
no, but like you just like, man, like I'm just done. But then Amber hasn't seen me all day, so then she wants to,
Yeah,
and I'm like, whoa. And then
yeah.
I'm okay. Like I'll just sit there and she'll talk away, and then eventually after dinner or something, I'll scoot downstairs and just
Yeah.
recoup. But
Yeah. Anyway.
We need to get you a bestie that can hang out during the day, Amber.
I'm not lonely.
she's not.
I'm needy for Steve.
Oh, you're needy for Stevie.
I'm not lonely.
If
I'm
that's not a t-shirt, I don't know what is.
yeah. I'll
Oh, I
pay-
get it. I get it. But yeah, it's a tough dilemma.
Yeah.
It's like I can see both angles, right? It's like, yeah, I have definitely understand coming home tired and you just want to chill by yourself. But I also understand, like, I haven't seen that person in ages. I just want to talk to them for a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, ages being like 8 to 10 hours.
Oh,
but
hold on. Mom's calling me. Just a second.
Okay.
Hello? How's it going? Good. You'll never guess who I'm on Zoom with right now. Close. Colder.
Hmm.
Yeah. And Steve.
Hi,
They say hello. She says hello back.
Mom.
all right.
Amber, do you have a double foam mattress Mom can borrow?
Double foam. I have like a queen foamy,
She has
and
a
another queen
and
foamy.
another queen foamy. That's,
Or she want an air mattress?
do you want an air mattress? A foam would be good.
Okay. Yep.
Okay,
Yes,
yes,
I
she
do.
does. Oh, I have a bed. Oh, that was for me. Thanks.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that worked out. See,
Sorted.
if you had said it was for me right away, she would have said, no, she doesn't have a foamy.
I have a
Mom-
cement floor
Mom
with
tricked
Brian's
you.
name on it.
She tricked you into making sure I have a bed. Yeah. Well, I'm imagined the Thursday, so I'm driving out Wednesday, but I'll probably stop in Calgary and then head down in the Thursday. I think Sawyer wants to come down with me. I don't know if August and Ellen coming. Because I know Sawyer had to come back on the Sunday because he has like EFY or something. No, I'll be, well, I'll have to go to Calgary Sunday. Well, if August and Ellen aren't there, that's what I'm wondering. But then I can still go to Canmore on Monday, right? I'll have to drive back on Tuesday. So I can stay in Canmore for a day.
No, we went EFY? Question mark?
It's hard to get work off right now because we're
No,
very,
no, no.
very busy.
I don't know any of those acronyms, man. Anyway.
Yeah.
You said
No, I
why?
said-
Like a
Okay,
question?
we do definitely want Gus and Ellen coming down then. Okay. All right, I'll talk to them. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. For Saturday. Amber, did you hear that? You guys have to be at Mom's house on Saturday.
Oh, no,
Next
I can't.
Oh, Amber.
Oh, next week. Okay.
Next week.
Okay.
Okay. When I'm there.
think
it's usually
so.
There.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. It sounds like
Maybe.
sounds like it's got to be a yes, Amber. I hear
Does
Mom
it?
lighting up the torches.
Okay. Okay. I think so. We just have
Tell her I'm
Isaac-
filling my bucket of water.
Isaac
Okay.
is coming home from camp in Calgary that day.
No.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
So, but I'm not sure if we're picking him up or not. So,
Okay. Oh wait, Isaac's going to be in. He's coming
Calgary.
on Saturday. So if Gus and Ellen are driving here on Saturday, they could just bring him, right?
possibly.
Well, maybe.
Possibly.
Because he'll be in Calgary.
True. But it's just, will their schedules go together?
Well, what to talk to August? Oh, we'll work something out. We'll work something out, Mom. All right.
YouTube's going to love this.
And Steve, she says her torches are waterproof,
Well, my skin's fireproof.
and they
so-
shoot tasers out of the handles.
Oh, I'm taser proof too.
Oh shoot, it's gonna be quite the epic battle.
Yeah. A lot of proofing.
All right. All right. Yep, we'll see you next week. All right. All right. Oh, I think he's coming back on Saturday. I think he's doing like camp or something out there. So he'll be returning to Lethbridge on Saturday. Just somebody has to bring him. So.
Yeah, Isaac said that FSY.
Oh yeah, that's what Sawyer's doing. But I thought that would be the same week.
What week is he going?
Well, I thought he was going Monday, the following Monday. I could be wrong about that.
No, there are a million weeks.
All right.
So-
Well, anyways. Okay. Yeah, we might want to double check some of these dates.
It's not a million.
Okay. Anyways, I know the day I'm coming out. That will be next Wednesday, but I might not get to cards until Thursday morning. All right. Okay. Oh, that sounds delicious. All right. Sorry? That sounds perfect. I love bacon and eggs. Excellent.
I will also be there Thursday morning.
As Steve now says he'll also be there Thursday morning. You have to eat a bowl of oatmeal first.
I like oatmeal.
Steve's okay with that. I'll work it out. Don't worry. I'll get it down. I'm not as opposed as I used to be when I was a kid. I love you too. All right. Bye. All right. I didn't tell her she was being recorded.
We got her.
We're gonna hit
We got
we're
her.
gonna hit the tens of millions of views now.
Yeah.
Leave that whole phone conversation
Yeah.
in, Brent.
Okay, I'm going to.
So mine. So what's my best and worst qualities,
Okay,
Brian?
your best quality, Amber, is that I think empathy. I really genuinely think you genuinely care about other people quite a bit.
That is true.
And to me, I think that's one of the most prized traits a person can have. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's one of the things I value in people. I strive for it. I think I'm colder than you are innately, but I do strive in that direction.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Your weakest point, and it's hit or miss because sometimes you do it, sometimes you don't.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of great ideas with a lot of great projects.
Mm.
You're not always 100% keen on mastering the craft behind it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you have a hard time pushing yourself. You need to learn editing. You need to learn the boring parts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I hear your point. I think there's a lot of schools of thought around this point, but
Maybe, but this is my perspective, Amber.
that's fair. That's fair.
I believe in doing your best. I know not everybody's going to master. I'm not a master of all my crafts, but I believe in putting the effort in to your craft. to get it out right. Even though I suck at it a lot of the time.
I hear your point. Here's how this is how I view this, and this is
Yeah.
why I am how I am. Because there are things, if I give something my attention, I do have like perfectionist
Oh, you can
level.
you can get right in there and do it. Yep. Oh.
Don't get me wrong. I have a million flaws that I'm not trying to say I'm flawless, because there's a million flaws that I would put on that list.
Oh,
However,
Amber. Oh, Amber.
this one in particular though, I feel like I do see this differently than some people see this, because I feel like I know that I can give something my 100%.
Yeah.
But I feel like most of the things that fire me up are generally like the producing of something,
Yeah.
and you need to delegate.
Yeah, I know. But
And so I feel like a lot of people think like you should be trying to take it on. You should be trying to take it on. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to be the producer of this. And a lot of people, you know, when you listen to business books and stuff, that's actually a trap. A lot of people take on too many of the things that they should be delegating. So I do try and look at things like through the lens of like, where's my time best spent? And that's, you know, so when I listen to entrepreneur books, like they're very big on like, know what you're good at, know what fires you up, put your attention on that, and try to do as little of those other things as you can do.
And I get that, but two counterpoints.
Yeah.
Okay, number one, you need to know something about the craft in order to hire the correct person for that craft, right?
True.
So even if you're delegating, you need to at least know enough about it to know who's going to be good at it, and who's lying, because a lot of people lie about what they can do to get paid. Number two, a lot of these entrepreneurs, like when you're listening to books on entrepreneurs, have a lot of capital to put into that. So they can go out and just hire a bunch of people with those skills. But when you're starting from scratch and you have limited capital, you do often have to lay those first stones down yourself.
True.
Right?
True. And I do find that anyway, in the projects that I do take on, I do. Like I am doing a lot of things.
Well, I think, for example, your puppets are fantastic.
Thank you. But like, I'm just saying that there's a lot of things I take on where I'm like, I cannot wait to delegate this.
Yeah.
but
that's what
I know
mean.
that
That's
I can't
mean.
right now.
I think sometimes you just got, and I do this sometimes too, where it's hard to motivate where you don't want to learn something, but sometimes you just got to push. Sometimes you, and I can be weak in that area too as well. But
well, I mean, I do, because I will push myself. There's also sometimes where I'm just like, the only way to learn is to jump in. And I'm like, I know I'm going to screw up. I know I'm going to do that. And then I try and like calculate, like I do try and give myself when I'm in that zone where I'm like, okay, I have to just jump in because that's the only way I'm going to learn.
Yeah.
I'm actually trying to be pretty careful about like having a contingency of like things will go wrong because I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. And so I try and like create a pad to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, I'm going to jump in and I'm probably looking like I'm just jumping in the deep end and don't know what I'm doing, which is true, I am. But I'm also like being mindful of that fact that I am aware that I'm jumping in and I don't know what I'm doing.
That does remind me of a thing that I do appreciate about our family is that none of us seem to be that afraid of looking like idiots.
Right. Well, I feel no, but here's the thing. I really feel like some things that are smart look dumb to people too.
Yeah. So well, that's true. But I mean, like, I don't think because I think in general, and you in particular, like, I think we don't get like super embarrassed or super self-conscious. Now, I know you and Janice have told me at times, like, hey, Bryant, you do realize other people can hear what you say, right?
Right.
If I've been having a weird discussion at the mall. But I also remember at some point you had like, I remember when you were like a teenager or something and your dress got like caught in your underwear, like behind you, and you were walking around the mall. And like a lot of people would have been super embarrassed about that, but you were just like, oh, whoops.
Yeah. I think me as a teenager was like unembarrassable.
Yeah. Which was hard as a big brother to deal with.
Fair. I was pretty unembarrassable. And then I hit something. I realized it was when I moved and I didn't have such a secure group of people around me that I'm like, oh, I am embarrassable. Like if I feel like I just have people around me that have my back no matter what, I'm unembarrassable. Like it's like I will try anything, do anything, and I don't care what people say and think because I know I've got like my people. But like if I don't have like my people, I can be embarrassed.
Immediately put your arm around me. I've got my people.
Yeah, Steve. And we know Steve doesn't get embarrassed. Do you? I don't know.
Probably. He keeps me from embarrassing him a lot.
My most
so
embarrassing
he
moment
must.
actually didn't embarrass me. Have I ever told you what it is?
No, what?
Okay. Well, it's what I suppose must have been my most embarrassing moment, but I thought it was so funny I wasn't embarrassed. Okay. So when I was at university, we used to go to these caves, which are now sealed because somebody died in them.
Dang it.
But because you had a lot of crawling, the point being, it was very warm and muddy, and you had to crawl a lot on your back or stomach or whatever.
Mhm.
So you got very dirty in these caves. So I went to these caves one day with some girls that I knew, and we went through. And then that evening, we were supposed to go to the gym. But I hadn't done laundry, and I was already wearing my last pair of clean underwear. And so, now I was all muddy, and I was like, oh no, I'm supposed to go to the gym now. And so I was like, you know what? I'll just go commando. Because my underwear was really muddy.
Mhm.
And so I thought, okay, that's okay. I'm wearing these same shorts to the swimming pool. What's the big deal if I wear it to the gym? And so I went to the gym in my shorts, and I was like on this machine where it was like a pull-up machine, but you knelt on this thing with your back to the room, the gym, facing the wall, and you do pull-ups. And I was doing the pull-ups, and the girl that I'd gone to the gym with came up to me and she says, like, hey, Bryant, there's a hole in your shorts. And I thought she meant like a little hole, but it was like ripped right across the back. And so
there's always like
So you like
werewolves behind you all.
yeah.
You're just full moon in the gym.
Yeah, it was just full moon in the gym. Oh, I get the werewolf thing now. Yeah. Okay, so anyways, so obviously we left at that point, but I just couldn't stop laughing. I was like, probably I should feel super embarrassed, but it was so funny. I couldn't stop laughing. But
I had
anyway,
something kind of like that, I guess. But yeah, and like you said, it should
so
have
you
probably.
weren't embarrassed. You should have been, but
I
weren't.
should have. I
It
think
was
I should.
funny
have.
It's too funny to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
I remember we were in high school, and it was like me and a couple buddies, and then we used to sit with all these girls at lunch. They're just our friends and stuff. And for some reason, I don't know what was going on. I don't know what the conversation was about or whatever, but I like grabbed my hat, put it on sideways like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I started doing this. Din, 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 and all of a sudden I stopped, and all of a sudden something crossed my eyes, and I was like, "What in the heck was that?" But a booger had come out of my nose, and because of
I was whipping around,
it started wrapping around my nose, and everyone was like, "What is going on?" And I was just like, "Oh yeah!" And then yeah, I started laughing so hard that I couldn't believe what was happening. So then I put my face in my in my shirt, and I was like just wiping my nose off. But yeah,
You weren't embarrassed.
it was too funny. We were all laughing too hard to be
that's
embarrassed.
almost hard to believe that is even possible.
You telling me? I couldn't believe it when it passed my eyes, and I was like, "Whoa, what the heck was that?" And everybody was like, "Oh my goodness!" Like everybody was like almost cheering as if like I'd done a magic trick, and I was like,
Yeah,
"That was not."
That is
good.
pretty amazing.
It felt pretty amazing after. I couldn't even believe it because it wasn't
Amber looks
it
like
was-
she's questioning the whole marriage now.
Yeah. What am I married? As long as he's got my back, but I do not have his. I do not have his back on this
Not
one.
his own.
You wouldn't have laughed, Amber?
Probably. That's still gross though.
You would have laughed because
I
it wasn't
would've
like
laughed.
it wasn't like an intentional thing. Like when guys used to spit and then
be
suck
gross,
it back up.
yeah.
It was just like I was like yeah, and then I stopped and it was like like I
Yeah.
saw it pass twice. I was
I
like,
probably
huh?
laugh because you're not a gross person. You're
Yeah.
not doing it to be gross.
Yeah, but you're right. If it was somebody just doing it to be gross, it wouldn't
To
be.
be gross,
Yeah.
then that's just
Yeah.
gross.
But it was just like whoa, like that was impressive. Like
Yeah.
so. I don't know. I'm sure. I think I do get embarrassed. I have. I just mitigate it.
Yeah,
well.
that's-
I think I have been too, but the things that have actually embarrassed me, I feel like are so minor.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The things that embarrass me, I have no idea why they embarrass me. Honestly, I blush and the moment is like non-eventful. I
yeah.
have no idea why I'm blushing because I don't, it's a weird moment. to
I think the
blush
big
about.
thing to remember is that for most of us, nobody else cares enough about what just happened to remember it in a week. Like
Yeah.
if you have an embarrassing moment, it's like for the most part, most people a week later, like they don't think about you all the time.
Well,
The
I don't
moment I
think they
won't know. I do hate blushing. I'll remember being like, oh, I blushed and it sucks. But like, whatever made me blush, I probably don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I've had moments where like I get I don't know. I guess I was in a transgender person's house or something, and my buddy was working with me. And he's like, "Hey, what's the problem?" And I'm like, "Oh, her cell phone's not connecting." And she looked at I should say he looked at me and was like, I'm a guy. And I was like, oh, his cell phone's not connecting. And that was it. Like deadpan, didn't make a fuss, didn't feel embarrassed, didn't feel but like I think a lot of people would have.
Would or could. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could maybe blush more.
I've made this mistake with people's children a lot, like at work. and stuff
Right.
Even.
Yes.
Yeah, but children, that's one thing. Well, I mean,
Well, unless they're like 12 or 13.
oh yeah, but even then, like I'll never forget, like our son brought a friend home and it was a guy, but he had like hair down to the middle of his back, and all I could see was the back of him. And I was like, man, like I'm like, I think brought a girl home. Like, what's going on? And then Amber's like, no, that's not a girl. I was like, oh.
Yeah, but
That
you
was
didn't say it
close.
to their face.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
But
So if you said it to their face, which I have done, that is embarrassing. And when you say it about like a baby or something, it is embarrassing. But at the same time, I think it's a little crazy if a parent takes
I don't
offense.
think anybody gets upset with it because how are you supposed to tell?
Yeah, I know.
They
I'm
look
like,
the same.
well, if you're gonna be offended, you better be
Well,
putting some very obvious
unless
things
you're,
on
yeah,
them.
like unless you're like dressed in blue and
Yeah, but
You
you
know,
know what though? In the olden days,
Ooh, babies.
pink was the boys' color
Oh, that's right.
because it was a
Like
mild.
way
Because
back.
red was the color of like aggression and power, so it was a man's color. Pink was the softer version of red.
Right.
So
That's
boys'
funny.
color.
How did it switch?
yeah.
Oh, here's what I read, and don't quote me on it. You can Google it and prove me wrong if you feel like it.
Mhm.
Well, from what I heard, the way it got switched around was in like the 70s or whatever, when they were starting making toy aisles and specifying their target markets to boys or girls. They kind of just arbitrarily chose two different colors.
And there was no
Boys are
reason.
blue, pink are girls. And maybe they had some reasoning at their meeting or whatever.
This is the 70s?
Like yeah, like not super long ago. But let me look this up, Amber, to make sure I'm not lying.
Because I mean there's the blue boy and the pink girl paintings that are quite old and famous.
Yeah, and maybe that's what these guys based it on.
And they might have based it on it, yeah.
Yeah, but let me read this. I'm going to read this from this is from Britannica.
Mhm.
Boys and girls were dressed like miniature men and women instead of uniformly in children's dresses. Pink became the girls' color and blue the boys. This trend, I might have it in reverse. It says pink actually took a dip in the 70s because of the women's liberation movement.
Oh.
Okay, so hold on. But then by the 1980s, then it came back. So it actually dipped out. So and then it came back in the 80s as boys and girls colors. Okay, hold on. Okay, so it says before pastels were popular for babies, most parents just dressed their kids in white dresses until they were about 6.
Oh,
And that is because back then it was easy to clean.
to bleach, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then pastels, then pastel colors became a fad for babies. They weren't marketed to a certain sex. Both boys and girls were dressed in a wide array of pastels, including blue and pink. So at the beginning of the 20th century, so that's what I was saying. So before it wasn't, they didn't do the pink for girls, blue for boys. Okay. At the beginning of the 20th century, some stores began suggesting sex-appropriate colors. And in 1918, the trade publication Earnshaw's Infants Department claimed the generally accepted rule is pink for the boys and blue for the girls. So I was right. The reason is that pink, being a more decided and stronger color, is more suitable for the boy, while blue, which is more delicate and dainty, is prettier for the girl. And then the Time magazine in 1927 suggested pink for boys. But then in the 1940s is where it started switching. I'm not going to read the whole article, but yeah. So
does it say why it flipped? Does it say why it flipped?
Oh, in the 40s? Yeah. So then in the 40s, it was the baby boomers in the 40s were first to be dressed in the sex-specific clothing that we're familiar with now. Boys and girls were dressed like miniature men and women instead of uniformly in children's dresses, so they stopped doing dresses till they were 6. Pink became the girls' color, blue the boys. It doesn't say why though. Yeah, it doesn't say why. It just says in the 40s it flipped.
Weird.
I'll have to look
Interesting
more
to
into
know
that.
why.
So it started off neutral, early
Yeah.
1900s, pink for boys, blue for girls. 1940s flipped, don't know why. 60s, 70s, a reduction in that trend because of the women's liberation movement. And in the 1980s, a return to that trend. And now I don't think anybody cares really that much. But
I think it's still like the trend, but then it's kind of like
it's more of a
boys
matter
and
of
pink,
convenience.
like a
though.
statement.
Yeah. It's either it's a matter of convenience, and if you're explicitly trying to make a statement, you'll swap them. You know.
Hey, I want to know what my strength and weakness is.
Oh,
That's
Steve.
Tamar's
Hold
quality.
on.
Here, I just have to get
Back
my
up.
charger. My computer's gonna die.
Okay. We should probably end those soon because none of us have eaten. So what we'll do is we'll point out Steve's flaws for a little bit, a couple minutes.
And then we'll wrap it
we'll
up.
break for dinner.
And then,
We're gonna need a lot of life in my laptop for this.
Yeah.
well,
You need
yeah,
to
did you
plug
see
this
that?
in.
Amber's like, my chance.
This may actually take all night, so I'll just brace myself.
Asked.
Yeah.
What you never asked.
No, you know what? I think I might.
He heard us slam dunking on each other and wanted to
Yeah.
be a part of it.
I was like, what do I need to work on?
All right.
Best qualities.
All right. Steve's best quality. Do you want my opinion?
Yeah.
Very entertaining to be around Steve.
Oh.
Yeah. Not just entertaining. I mean, entertaining in a way you feel like you can be relaxed in yourself around you. So, because I find like, some people you feel like you have to be walking on eggshells and you can't just relax, have fun. It reduces the entertainment level of hanging out with that. We don't have those constraints with Steve. It's just always going to be a chill, good time.
That's good.
Yeah.
Amber?
Go on. No, now you have to do
Yeah, what's my
No.
on it.
The problem
Quality.
is I've never seen Steve in a situation where he's at his worst, right?
You have.
I have.
Not his worst. Paintball. Do you remember like the first time you met him, I think?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember?
I remember doing paintball, and I remember we did pretty well, but you ran out of bullets and didn't realize it. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
You
Who
kept
was it?
shooting at people, but you were out
Oh,
of bullets.
me.
Oh, you, yeah.
Yeah.
So remember,
No.
you and me were defending our fort, and we were doing a pretty good job, but then I was like, hold on, Amber, I think your gun's empty.
Oh. Because this is August's bachelor party, right?
Yeah.
And it was paintball, and then it was the first time you met Steve, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think it was the first time.
Maybe it's like the first time you like hung out.
No,
with
because
Steve.
remember, Steve was there when we moved the piano upstairs.
Yeah.
That's just his first time he remembers you. That's a funny story. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a funny story.
but like, no, but like, I just remember, I'm pretty sure it's like the first time you guys like hung out because Steve died. We were all in heaven,
Yeah.
and Steve died, and
No,
he
no,
comes.
no. So here, let me tell you.
Steve can tell.
So it came down to me and one other guy, and I got the drop on him. I was like matrixing him. So I put my gun on his back and said mercy, and he turned around and shot me. And I was like, dude, I mercied you. He's like, no, should have shot me. And then he claimed
Who did
victory.
that?
The other guy. We were playing. It was like us.
Oh, okay.
Like,
So not one of our
us
people.
versus
None of us.
some other.
None of us would do that.
No. It was just some random dude, and I went into a blind rage,
Yeah.
and I was
I'm pretty sure the owners of that range, I think their policy is if somebody doesn't accept a mercy shot and then shoots you, you're supposed to line up and just nail them.
Yeah, I think so too.
It was a very bloodthirsty range.
Yeah.
Owners.
But that's what Amber's talking about. Like clearly you don't. I don't even think you really remember this.
Which is funny.
moment
Because I
because-
was like,
because
because I'm
Amber-
like, Steve's not like this like swearing all the time person, but he comes out and he was like every other word was swearing, and he's on this big rant, and like I'm like, Bryant and August don't swear. like, does he know that Bryant and August don't swear?
I didn't even know anybody else was there.
He
Honestly,
was
I knew that you
he
guys
was
were there,
just
but
like
I
a
was
blue
just
streak ranting.
lost it. I was
Yeah.
gone. But then Amber was like, Steve, my brothers. I was like, oh yeah, I totally forgot.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, we wouldn't have been terribly offended, Steve.
yeah,
No, and apparently you don't even remember. But at the time, I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And even for me, I felt
I swear, Steve
I
isn't
felt
like
silly
that.
because I totally forgot. Like I
Yeah.
forgot because I'm so used to who we used to play with, and we were all kind of
Well, the thing is, swearing's a funny
Words
thing
get
too, because even though
colorful.
August and I don't swear, I don't think we cared that much when other people do.
yeah. See,
No, but apparently you didn't even notice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that I thought you would care. I just thought like, oh, they're probably like, Amber, who are you dating?
Yeah.
this degenerate.
But little do I also think they're probably like, Amber, I really don't care who you're dating.
The thing is, Amber, the thing is that place had free hot dogs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And so
we're out in Cochrane.
That outshined
the
all
good
any
thing about
places.
going to heaven there is that that's where the hot dogs were. So we would probably
Right.
just eating hot dogs.
Right. They
See,
didn't
and the-
notice.
And
all
the thing
parents.
was too that like you guys actually saw me at my best as well too, because like I was putting out some serious moves at that point.
Yeah.
And I felt good about that, but I felt bad. I was mad because like I lost even though I had won. But I was like, whatever. You know, I'm not that big of a whatever.
Steve, Steve's pretty lit up at people.
Okay.
So
So you get pretty competitive.
his highs are high and his lows
Do
are low.
you-
He's-
Okay, Steve, I'm going to ask you an honest question.
Okay.
Do you harass people in video games when you're playing online?
Never.
No.
No, I am like the complete opposite. Here, you want to know how I play video games, Bryant?
Yeah.
So how me and my buddies used to play video games was when we would play Mario Kart, we would take turns winning. So they would win a race, I would win a race, they would win a race. And if I was in first place and they were like fifth place and we were coming into last lap, I would turn around, get something from the boxes, drive backwards till I got to them, and then just murder everybody in front of them. So they would come first. I'm a team guy, man. I like being part of something.
But
So-
if you were playing I don't play that many video games. I'm more of a
Yeah,
computer. Yeah. But unless you're doing like something like Call of Duty or some shooter game where you're playing against people online and somebody joined your team who was terrible.
No, that's me. I'm the terrible.
Oh, because that's me. I'm the terrible one in these
Yeah.
situations.
Like me and my friends aren't like that.
Okay.
Because it's more. I mean, we've had it where we've had a guy join our team and he was like a closet racist,
Oh.
and he was like starting to say like weird stuff, like
Mm.
like it was just, and I just remember like we kind of all thought he was joking at first, and we were like ha 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 ha, and then all of a sudden my phone I got a text message. And it was like, yo, we got to get rid of this guy. So yeah, then we just got to bail.
I mean,
but
that's weird because aren't you're basically like every race.
yeah,
Mhm.
So
pretty close. So
Yeah.
can't be racist if you're everything.
yeah.
Just saying.
Mm.
Yeah. I actually, yeah, like the big four, man.
Yeah.
I found out that I may have some like Middle Eastern in me, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll see. 'Cause, yeah, that's
So like Asian, African, Middle
Yeah.
Eastern, and then
I think one of the
Caucasian.
one of the most interesting people that I've heard you described as, and I don't know if you were actually there, and I can't remember if it was like maybe Janice or Amber even said it, but like if you were cast in a movie, you could be literally cast as like anyone.
yeah. Yeah.
any race. Yeah.
Yeah. I know I should have been an actor. It would have been my
I-
gold medal
that's-
because I could have been literally anything.
Yeah.
Because it's funny because my mom, she's like, ooh, I just love that guy from Lion. You know, I think it's Matthew Patel or whatever his name is. I'm
Yeah.
like, why? She's like, oh, he just reminds me of you, Steve. And I'm like, I am not that dark. Like, am I that dark? But apparently I am. So to my own mother.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and then I'll never forget like Crystal. Like, she always like was. She's like, oh, I always just saw him as Caucasian. I was like, I think that was the first time somebody's ever said
Anyone's
that.
ever said that?
I was like, really, John? I'm like, oh.
I thought you were East Indian at first,
Yeah, there we go.
till I knew.
I think I
till
just
she
probably
knew.
refrained from making guesses.
Yeah.
I didn't think long and hard about it.
Yeah.
It's just like if I would have thought, I would have guessed. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would just be baffled.
Yeah, just
I think I just didn't think about it, to be honest. Well, that was back when I was an ESL teacher, so I was very accustomed to be around many different types of appearances. I think it just maybe didn't register until somebody pointed it out. Like he could play any race. I'm like, oh yeah.
Really good. That's my strength.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter who takes over, I could blend in with anybody.
Yep.
Whatever group.
Guaranteed victory in the race wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. I don't know how we got here,
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
but now Amber has to tell you your best and worst qualities, and then we have to go eat.
So, Beth, so you, like Bryant, are one of the most likable people I know. Like, man.
Oh,
And
right on.
remember that was one of yours. Also one of Steve's.
Yeah.
And he has a lot.
Oh no, here we go.
Here you go. No,
Oh.
so like,
All right, let's end the video, Brian. And let's call her
no,
supper time.
he's like super loyal as a friend. Like you're like really good at like if people are up or people are down, like you just have people. Like, you know, like 'cause,
Amber
like, some
Amber
people-
considers this a weak spot, Steve.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
You're so weak.
Yeah, he's like
Up or down.
super loyal, like unconditionally loyal. And that you're good at everything.
Also
He is,
weakness.
though.
My other weakness. Good at
He's
everything.
also okay. Something that always like amazes me, I feel like, is that Steve can bring good energy even when he's running on fumes.
Yeah.
And like
yeah.
maybe it's just because it's the absolute opposite of me. Like if I'm out of energy, I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and but Steve can like be giving off good energy, giving other people good energies that like energizes them even when he's running on fumes. And I think it's like amazing. And so yeah, you got, and he's like, yeah, and bad qualities that you need so much Amber free time.
Yeah. Okay. We all need a little bit of Amber free time.
We're needing your Amber free time.
I'm gonna start tallying up all the hours I actually spend with her versus the little bit of time I get to myself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
no, I'm glad. That makes me feel happy. If that's my worst quality,
If that's your worst quality, you're doing all right.
I'm batting 100 here. Like,
Yeah.
'cause really,
Actually, I'm gonna be honest. Batting 100's not good.
that's true. Yeah, I'm golfing 100.
Maybe it's worse.
I
I don't
mean-
know.
Oh, that's worse. Yeah.
You do try and duck out of things a lot.
Ow.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk. Okay, all right. Bye.
Yeah. See ya. Time to go eat.
Internet.